Somebody made a quote and said, every woman is a gold digger. When I would a catch with shovel and I be criminal. You know, so many women will come and tell you, I married my husband not because of money. Madam, it is a pure lie. Do you marry your husband because you know in the future he will be poor? The answer is no. Once you say that I know he has a brighter future, you also marry him because of success or because of money. People will say that love has no condition. No, every love has a condition. Even God's love has a condition. I've said it time without numbers. If a woman falls in love with you because of money, she has not done any crime. She has not committed any evil. And that's why when you women are denying that they don't fall in love because of money, because we men have not accepted that it's not a crime, it's not a sin. God will not punish you for falling in love because of money. Government will not arrest you for falling in love because of money. The same way to men. If a man marries an old woman who has money, God will not punish you because you fall in love because of money. And government will not arrest you. So it's not a crime. It's not a sin. It don't matter who want to get angry. Say, hey, he married because of money. Falling in love because of money is not a crime. And I was trying to tell you that even God's love has a condition. And a lot of people will come and tell you, no, God's love is unconditional. God's love is conditional. Even as a Christian, there's a condition, there's a purpose, there's a reason why God must show you love. He said in his word, you must be born again. And when you born again, believe in Christ, then he gives you power to become sons of God. Then he starts showing you love. So God's love has a condition. From a Christian perspective, even from a Muslim perspective, you have to ask for forgiveness. Even an Old Testament, you have to sacrifice ram or sheep or goat for God to love you. So even God's love has a condition. If you ask yourself a critical question, you understand that God did not love you the way he loves animals. Why? Because he created you in his image. That's why God will show you more love than he show more love to animals. So God's love has a condition. Now, if God's love has a condition, why don't you think that human love must have a condition? There is no love without no condition. And this is a different topic. I don't want to delve in detail about it. But I want you to keep this information by the side as I go into the main detail of why I'm saying it. Now, for two partners to be in love, you must study each other. And in the course of studying each other, it's not the future you are studying, it's the past. If I'm approaching a woman, the reason I'm approaching the woman to love her is based on her past, not based on her future. If you're asking a woman question, what do you love? What can you do? Even that thing that she tell you love is subject to change tomorrow. But you are going to love her based on the things she loved in the past, not based on the things she will or she may change to tomorrow. But when you make decision to love her now, you will now stick to it even if she changes tomorrow. That's why I say love is not a feeling, but a decision. But this is another different topic on its own. I'm going somewhere. Why am I saying this? A lot of people will come to me and say, why are you sharing the history of Igbo? Why are you Igbo-centric in your history? Why don't you talk about the love that will exist between the Igbos and the Yorubas and the Hausas? And I keep telling them, if you want us to exchange love, we need to know about each other. You know, you cannot talk about love if you don't expose hate. You cannot preach love without exposing hate. Light does not shine in light. Light shines in darkness. And this is pure truth. Love without the truth is pretense. And truth without the love is brutality. If you are telling the people the truth without showing them love, you are being brutal. But if you are loving someone without telling them the truth, you are pretending. And this is what we are lacking in Nigeria. We need to always tell people love, and the love must come with a condition. If you want us to be in love with other tribes, we must accept who we are, which is our past. That's why I'm sharing the history of the Igbos. We must accept who we are, and you also must accept who you are. If the Yorubas have accepted that the Igbo coup is not all about Igbos. It will be easier for both of us to experience love. But once you keep pointing finger that the Igbos are the one that plank you, that the one that destroy Nigeria constitution, it's not going to be easy for us to share love. So sharing love, talking about how love will exist so that we can move forward, it's not going to be possible. We have been trying it for 50 years and it never worked and we never work. So if you want love, love comes with a condition. That condition is that you must accept who the next person is and you must accept who you are. Then, if all of us understand each other past, then we can move forward. And this is why I started by the statement I said that all of us are gold diggers. Now, who they catch be criminal. Do you understand me? And that's why I said that money is the reason why people fall in love. We want to make success in the future. We want to be successful. We want the government to move forward. We must fall in love. We must understand the conditions surrounding it. And for understanding the condition, we must share our history. Look at this statement where somebody is saying we must start poisoning the Igbos in the Southwest. I'm just 1 year plus on online though, and some of you are thinking, now waiting at the talk, now they cause people to hate Igbos. Meanwhile, the Igbos have been hated before 1960. Before independence, the British government have hated the Igbos. Check my videos and I explain it. They have seen the Igbos as a rebel and a resistance to them. That is why today, anybody that says the truth attacked Igbos. If you doubt me, start speaking the truth. They will even tell you, say, you are just camouflaging, you are just fighting for IPOB, you are brafra. Once you start saying the truth, they won't look at the truth. They won't look at the message. They start attacking the personality of the messenger. They start attacking not just the messenger, but the entire tribe where the messenger came from. Because everybody see from the eye of truth that Igbos has more audacity and more honesty and more boldness and braveness to confront the situation and say it the way it is. And yet you don't want us to talk about it. It's not people that believe that the Igbo people are forcing their women to drink this thing. All those lies is what you don't want us to talk about, because now that we have been steadfastly saying the truth here online, many of you are beginning to not to conform or accept it, but we are not saying I should not be talking about it. I should now concentrate on making unity and love, because it is now becoming obvious that the truth we are saying are hitting you straight-handed. You want us to change, but we will not quit. Your idea will not make us to quit. Your propaganda will not make us to quit. Even name calling us IPOB, calling us bra fraud, online country, call us expansionist, call us baby factory, come even Nyamiri. I'm proud of it. Even I've said time without number, I'm a successful ritualist. That's what people want to call me. Even personally, my mouth is big. I love it. If I kiss you, I'll kiss your sister. You forget your father's name and start bearing my name. That means your sister will want to marry because I'm a good kisser. What am I trying to say? Those names will not stop us from telling people the truth. Even though the truth is not just about speaking about other people's tribe, but also to our Igbo brothers. If you watch that statement, part of the reason why people are attacking the Igbo is from us, the Igbos. Hollywood, as about my people are the one making these videos. You can never ever underestimate the power of Nollywood. In one of my videos, I talk about it. Hollywood is destroying us more than making us. The same thing with religion. Because they are not telling us the truth. It's only religion you hear, no love is conditional. And a lie, every love has a condition, including God's own. Including your mother's own. Your mother loves you because love you more than they love other people, because now your mother carry you for belly. If now your mother born you, it will love me the way he love you. Your mother's love has a condition. You must understand this. Love is not a feeling. Love is a knowledge. Love comes by decision, and there's a reason why people decide to love, because there's a condition attached to it. And once you understand this, it will make sense to you. You as an Igbo man must know the reason why you love yourself as an Igbo man. And you must be able to say that reason to other people so that they can see reason and love you. You don't need to buy people's love by sentiment or by feeling, because you feel like you don't want people to hate you. People will hate you even if you show them love. That is the truth. But for those love to exist, we must share our past. You must share the past of everything that happened. Let them accept it. If they accept it that you are saying the truth, then we can share love. If there's a truth, unity becomes easy. Because unity is about honesty. If there's no honesty, you both of you will not unite. I'm out of here, Joe.